Greetings and salutations. Seahawks Palaver back with another Seahawks mock draft, the mid-combine version. We met with some interesting players yesterday, a lot of defensive linemen, which is good because even though last year we completely revamped our entire defensive line, I mean, we literally cut just about everyone and brought in all new faces. Um, Results on the field were less than impressive. Hopefully, new defensive staff and philosophy will fix that. But it remains to be seen. We're talking with a lot of really good defensive tackles and defensive ends. Braylon Trice is interesting. I wasn't sure about that player. Maybe because being a having lived in Washington and being a University of Washington fan, sometimes you get a little bit too close to these things. But he did lead like all of college football in quarterback pressures for 2 years in a row, which is insane. So even though he didn't always get to the quarterback, pressure is altering the play, and that's always something that you're looking for. So I get it. Now I don't understand why they talked to Jalen Daniels. That's kind of crazy. At pick 16, even though this mock draft simulator always has him falling to 16, which is stupid. I think, at least so far at this point, I mean, consensus so far is that he's going to go within the first 3 picks, even if someone has to trade up for it. So him falling to us is unrealistic, but it's a simulator. What are you going to do? But as far as our conversations with Jaden Daniels, I don't know what we would have talked to him about. I mean, was Charles Turner good at calling, line protections, the center, who's also in the draft? Mason Smith, the defensive tackle, was he a lot to handle during practice? Was throwing to Brian Thomas Jr. fun? I don't know. I don't know what they talked about, but it's interesting. He doesn't seem like a Schneider type character. I mean, his off-schedule plays are great, but he doesn't have the biggest arm. When I think of Schneider, I think of someone that likes the big arms, and that's not something that Jaden Daniels is really known for. So I don't know. It remains to be seen. We'll just let that stew and see what happens. All right, entering the draft, and let's see what transpires at 16 for us. 6 people want to trade, so which is weird because this is pretty much the same things that I always say at this point, and a lot of times I have 0 trades. But let's see what people want. The Rams at 19, and we are at 16. As much as I don't want to trade with the Rams, let's see what they got. 51-83. Steelers 52-84. Okay. 120-121. All right, let's see what they'll offer. Let's see if I can get their second rounder. 10% chance to be accepted. Probably have to throw in something to get it. Well, maybe Pittsburgh would be more amenable. 22% chance. If we throw in 119, let's see what happens. No. I realize that's less, but the computers are stupid, so that worked. Okay, so we picked up a second rounder and had to give up 151, but we'll try to get that back a bit later. Okay, so now we have Jackson Powers Johnson, and we can trade down again. Jerzon Newton is tempting here, although I just think that there are a lot of really good defensive tackles, and maybe we don't need to take one right now. Let's see if we can get anything good in trade for 22. They have 2 seconds. They're being stingy, but I mean, it's just another pick. Let's see. So this can replace our 197 and 160 to move back 2 spots, and 170. All right, let's do it. Okay, so the Eagles took Jerzon Newton, which is unfortunate, and Jackson Powers Johnson went next, which is another someone that would have been nice, but that leaves Troy Fontenot, who I took last time, and who I would like to take again here, but I'm going to go Graham Barton instead. Another very versatile player, can play up and down the line. Probably the most versatile lineman in the draft. I don't know if he's would test as well as Fatanu would, but Graham Barton is a beast, and I would love to have him on the team. So I'm going to take him here at this point. All right, and Darius Robinson's on. I'm not even going to think about it. Darius Robinson is definitely going to be on the team. This is a guy who is so passionate about football. He gets up the podium and says, "I put my cleats on, put the pads on, I will do anything. Put me anywhere on the field. I don't care where it is." He's 6'5", 300, which is exactly the size that we're looking for. I read somewhere that McDonald doesn't play people on the interior that are under 300 pounds, which kind of makes my thought about Draymond Jones having a resurgence in Seattle up in the air, because he's 20, 15 pounds off that pace. But we'll see. I really do think that Draymond could be our Justin Madubuike, but the ability to take Darius Robinson at this point in the second round would be amazing. I don't think he gets out of the first round in the real draft, but I am going to just take him here because he is fantastic. All right, and Junior Colson falls in our lap too. He was not shy in expressing his love for Mike McDonald this week. There are some trades, but I just think this is the time to take Junior Colson. We are thin at linebacker. We don't know who we're going to bring back. I kind of do these drafts on the assumption that we don't know what's going to happen in free agency. So I'm just going to take Junior Colson here, which will give us a versatile lineman in round one, Darius Robinson, who can play up and down the interior of the line, even wide nine. I mean, the guy is that good. So I'm going to take Junior Colson here to satisfy our linebacking needs. Now, something that I do need to think about, though, is that I'm notoriously bad at not drafting offensive linemen in the middle rounds. It's because I don't know them as well. It's hard. I'm not very good at evaluating offensive line play. I mean, I try, but the people I like aggressiveness and the kind of just players that are relentless, and that doesn't always translate well in the offensive line. So I'm just gonna have to think about how I approach mock drafting the offensive line in the middle rounds, because it's just not something that is a strong suit of mine. Okay, so now at pick 81, 149. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that trade. Okay, so Jerry Jones is very interesting here, as is T'Vondre Sweat. But we already took Darius Robinson. Mason McCormick would be nice too. Jerry Jones might be the last of the good slot corners, though. Let's look. Chris Abrams-Drain will be available later, but I like Jerry Jones more. Ronaldo Green, good in man. Max Melton, a lot of great ball skills, maybe. At 119, Max Melton might still be available. But then after that, it's Kalen King, and then, Shao Smith-Wade. I guess we could still, theoretically, get a corner. I don't really like these other ones. Max Melton, Keelan King is all right, and then Shao Smith-Wade. Johnny Dixon is okay. I'm tempted to go Jerry Jones here, but it's hard to when T'Vondre Sweat is still on the board. Look at the inside. Brandon Dorless is too light. He is under 300, and I don't think that's something that we're looking at. Yeah, 290. Well, I guess he's close, but I think he was more 280 over the season. But T'Vondre Sweat's gonna have to be the guy, just because there's no one like him in the draft. Well, there's one guy like him in the draft that I can probably conceivably get in the last round, but I don't think he's gonna have the same impact. And I will save that for a draft when I don't address the position this early. So Chris Abrams-Drain is still here. Oh, I already drafted the linebacker. I like Maris Leofau a lot. Dwayne Carter, Ronaldo Green is still here. Cade Stover, Dominic Pooney. Oh, you know what? Dominic Pooney might be a nice get here at 97. If I was just talking about how I'm no good at drafting linemen in the middle rounds, this would be a good pick here. But Max Melton, still want him. My next pick is 119. Oh, this is tough. I think I might have to go Max Melton, but Cam Hart, pretty good too. Man, I am just, was apparent paralysis by analysis here. We go with my first thought and go to Dominic Pooney right now. To see if Abe Lucas, he had knee surgery recently, just as a hedge, I think he'd be a decent right tackle. Okay, which is funny because Christian Jones is now right here, and I would have taken that player too. Ben Sinnott would be a really good pick right here. Our tight end room is looking pretty slim, but I could get some others later. 152, 119. McKinley Jackson. I drafted him last time in lieu of Christian Boyd. I wanted Christian Boyd, but since I got Tavondre Sweat and I have Darius Rogers, I don't think I need to go here. Ben Sinnott might be the best way to go at this point. And Keelan King, though, that's the only corner that's left, right? I missed out on all those guys. I'm still going to get Shaw Smith-Wade. I'll wait. Keelan King's all right, but I'm going to pass on that for now. And I'm going to go Jordan Travis. Okay, bear with me. Because I realize this guy gives off Christian Ponder vibes. But I'm going to let you know a little something. I loved Christian Ponder when he was in college at FSU. I thought he was fantastic. He was such a mensch. He was he was infallible on third downs. He kept drives going, and he did it with the confidence of I can't even believe. It's unfortunate that he flamed out in the NFL, but he was in the first round. Jordan Travis, of course, way here in round 5, round 4, wherever it was I got him. Not so bad. I think he's a really good player. I think he's a project. I think that if he hadn't gotten injured, we might have seen more from FSU, possibly in the playoffs. FSU was playing really good behind him. At the same time, he's got his issues. His arm is kind of iffy. His mechanics are a little bit iffy. His ball placement is a little bit iffy, but you can see that with any of the quarterbacks that you're going to be drafting at this point in the draft. They're all going to have issues they have to work with, but his confidence in his leadership, like I said, very Christian Ponder-ish. The players love him. I think that he's someone that we can work with here. We're just going to take him and move on. All right, now we'll finally get around to our tight end issue, and maybe we can get Theo Johnson here, but Malik Mustafa. I'm just going to get Malik Mustafa instead. All right, because there is another... Oh, look, and Theo Johnson's still here. All right, so we have 2 more picks after this. Let's go Theo Johnson. That's a steal at 170, an absolute steal at 170. Highway robbery. At 194, who's looking good? I'm going to go Frank Gore Jr. here at this spot for the Bloodlines and to keep the 49ers from drafting him, if anything. And then at 233, Isaiah Davis. He's usually he was my last round pick last time, I think. I like Isaiah Davis a lot, but I took Frank Gore, so I'm going to, of course, not draft Isaiah Davis at this point. Who is left? Trevor Wallace. We met with him at the Combine. Prototypical new style linebacker. He's young. He's fast. He isn't huge, but he's prototypical size. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", 241. I think he's actually 6'1", but he didn't have as good a year this year as he did last year. But last year Kentucky was a bit of a better team, so I'm going to let that slide. But I think that his versatility and his potential warrants a spot here at pick 233. So there we have it. Let's see what we get. PFF notoriously hates what I do. Yeah, the C+ for Graham Barton, but I think it's a great pick at 22. I'm completely happy with it. Graham Barton, Darius Robinson, Junior Colson, Tavondre Sweat. Those three players in the middle of our defense, fantastic. Graham Barton can start anywhere on the line. Dominic Pooney in round 3. That's where we got Abe Lucas. Can be a hedge against Abe Lucas's not being able to recover. Maybe give him a spell so he doesn't aggravate his injury. I don't know. But I think he's someone who can play next year. Jordan Travis, a project quarterback in round 4. Malik Mustafa, who's the Deacon missile from Wake Forest. Happy with him, especially since we don't know what's going to happen with our safeties. Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs, they make so much money. At least one of them has to be gone, right? As much as I love Jarek Reed III, I think it's good to inject some more youth into the backfield there. Theo Johnson's a great athletic tight end from Penn State. I actually don't think he'll be there at round 5, but good pick there, I think. Frank Gore, a bit smaller than what the Seahawks usually try to draft, but I think the talent is there, so I'm excited to see if he could stick. And Trevin Wallace is someone that we all know the Seahawks are interested in, and he's got a lot of potential. All right, so there we go. Graham Barton, Darius Robinson, Junior Colson, Tavondre Sweat, Dominic Pooney, Jordan Travis, Malik Mustafa, Theo Johnson, Frank Gore, and Trevin Wallace. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I would appreciate it, and I will see you guys, next time. All right, enjoy, have fun, and take care.